Let's go on an adventure. Castel Dressuin? Unfortunately, that means we have quite the steep climb. Well, if there's one thing to know about Wales, it is very green. Oh, it's gonna be good today, it's gonna be good. We're making several pieces of art. Got a lovely little sketchbook and another big one. That's gonna be the new Plein sketchbook. Finally finished the last one, it took like 3 years. Oh, this is a nice little rock. I wonder if we could do a little painting on it later. We'll keep hold of it. Almost there. Just need to get up to there. I love how most castles in the UK will have this, like a picture of what it used to be back in the day. Obviously we haven't got very much left now, but it's nice to have a little message, a little bit of history there. Looks like all of the sheep are hiding over there in the shade. It is so warm. We haven't done an outside video like this in ages because it's been cold for the longest time. And now the heat is here and oh, it's crazy. Let's go up the top up there. When we came here last, actually all of these fields were completely flooded. It is really beautiful, isn't it? Alrighty, where's the first spot? Where should we start painting? Unfortunately, the sheep have gone a little bit crazy on the grass, so I think we're gonna have to sit on the rocks. And no, they're on the rocks too. Oh, this might be a lovely first spot. Yeah. Oh, the stairs go even higher. Okay, this might be the highest point. This is the view. All of that river, we can get sat down there, so maybe we will do this side. Oh, there's a lovely breeze as well. If we start off little, first things first, look at this little sketchbook. Isn't it adorable? I think this would be perfect for a warm-up. And today's medium is this huge set of acrylic markers. The Kahuku by Ohuhu is 120, and these are actually the direct ink flow ones, which means they should be ready to go. There are so many colors here. The Ohuhus are actually my favorite acrylic markers, and I think these are going to be similar. Ooh. Oh wow, there's a lot here. Are you seeing how many markers we have here? This is the biggest set I own now. This is crazy. Oh, look at all those skin tones. Not gonna help us today, but that's really good to know. Swatch sheet, but obviously we're not gonna do those right now. The wind is not helping. Oh, this is quite comfy actually. And today's video is kindly sponsored by Ohuhu. So we're gonna put these markers to the test. Starting with that lovely view over there. Or maybe the water. The water's pretty. Okay, why don't we grab a nice blue for the sky? These are really unique, some of these colors. We're gonna need a bright green, a deep green. Give them a shake. I didn't bring a pencil, so I guess we're just going straight in. Maybe we'll pop down the green first. To be honest, I really struggle with fields. I don't know exactly why, but I think we're gonna make the river a little bit bigger because that's gonna break it apart. That's gonna add a little bit, that's too big. That's gonna add a little bit of blue. Pop down the field, and there's another field here. And there is actually a little bit of water in the corner there. But of course we can change this up as we like. It doesn't have to look exactly like what's in front of you. The fields are quite light, so I think we'll use this color again. I have a slightly more yellowy green actually, because one of them is quite yellow. It's not this one, but we're going close enough. At this moment in time, it's just about popping those colours down. Let's grab a slightly darker green. I mean, I guess there is a road down there, isn't it? So we'll leave a little gap for the road as well. Oh, this green is lovely and juicy. Put that muted green over here as well, the other side of the water. And I guess actually the trees go down a little bit there. Sort of disappears. Now this is the darkest green that I picked out, and I still am not sure that it's dark enough. I love how easy these kinds of acrylic markers are to use though. The fact that you can just grab them and pop them down. And yeah, they're not as opaque as the ones that you have to press down the bullet nibs, but it's lovely that they are just ready to go. I mean, these are completely brand new and we've just opened them up, taken them out, and they're good to go, which you wouldn't be able to do with actual acrylic paint tubes. Oh, and we need a color for the river. Now it is technically kind of brown, but we're going to pretend it's blue. When it comes to art, it's always good to remember that you can change things up. It doesn't have to look exactly like your reference. Already, this is very simplified in comparison. It's a bit wobbly too, but it's fine. And then for the other river, it's a lovely turquoise color, this one. All that's left to do is the road, and then that is our first layer done. Oh, maybe we'll just use that gray actually. It's pretty much grey, isn't it? And because it's lovely and warm today, these paints have completely dried, so we could go straight in with the second layer. Also, I think it's so warm that we've kind of scared everyone off, because who is going to be out here in the castle ruins on a heat wave with no shade? It was kind of the goal. Would you be out here in a heat wave? No. This is the first layer done, very simplified. Now for the second layer, we'll just work our way down, add a couple of those little clouds in with the grey. It's my favourite colour, Biggie O. Adding clouds doesn't really do this warmth justice because like there are clouds, but they're not the same. And also it is actually really quite light in the distance there. So we'll just pop that down as well. Same on this side, we'll make it a little bit lighter too. And then with this darker green now, just add some of those trees. We do have a lot less forest going on. We have condensed it just to bring that river a little bit higher, really. Adding some little squiggles to represent the trees. It doesn't have to be realistic, just some little squiggles. And when we add a couple of layers of this, you'll see that it pops without actually defining anything. Just little brush strokes, little markings. It doesn't have to be super accurate, especially not at this size, really. Oh, there's hedges. All right, let's get those hedges in. There you go. And we'll go in with a second color on top of that as well. And hopefully then it will really piece it together. Okay, we got trees, and we'll pop some more by the river here as well. Trees all along the river. Well, they're just blobs really. And let's do some blobs here because the river kind of goes into a little bit of a forest there. Okay, I think that is enough of that color. Why don't we grab a light green and this one, a little bit of a green gray. Pop some of the gray one a little bit up in the distance here. We do have some buildings here that we can maybe use a little bit for. Just down here. I think that's enough for the gray. Again, it doesn't have to be what's in front of you when you're painting outside or just using a reference. It's about what you think will look good in the art and the page. And sometimes we need a little bit more cohesion. Add some to the fields as well because this is our lighter green. There's some little highlights dotted about in our darkest areas. I'm gonna grab a different green this time. A little baby cow. Got a different blue now. I'm just gonna go in. Okay, that one's pretty much identical. Let's grab a different blue. Go in between the clouds. Yeah, just a little bit in between, really. Not sure whether to reach for a brown or not. I kind of like how bright this is looking, but I'm also aware that we haven't even used a brown, and yet most of the scene does have brown in. You know, we're making art. It doesn't have to look exactly like what we see. When you think back to this day and the scenery, and you picture the scenery, you're not going to picture the river being brown, you know? So it's not going to be something that you remember anyway. Hey, I think we might be done. Using all of these colors. There are so many different shades of blues and greens. This is crazy, and we've still got so many left in there. Created this adorable little piece as our warm-up.
It's not as simple as black and white. You had the best years of my life, and out of sight isn't always out of mind. You had the best.
This is a really cool castle to explore, but I don't know where we're gonna sit next. Oh, it's a big step. Okay, now this is a cool view. Probably gonna end up somewhere over there. So could we sit here perhaps for the next one? Do you remember this little rock from earlier that we got on the way up? So it's definitely nothing to do with the castle. I wonder if we could draw on this. Only problem is it's not the flattest rock, but it could be really cool to paint the scenery. And it's a great way to test out the acrylic markers. Oh, these are some different greens. Still gonna need a blue and we're still gonna need a base green. And maybe actually a brown this time for the ruins. Maybe like a stone kind of color, maybe one that's a little bit darker. Yeah, is that the color palette? Perhaps actually we should grab a light yellow. There we go, that's the color palette. Just get that first layer down again. I don't know if you can see the rock, it's about the same color as this rock. And then we'll pop down the gray on this side. Well, the rock definitely has dimension, I can say that. And then we'll pop the blue. Oh, that is very bright. We're gonna have to tone that down a little bit. I mean, the markers are working perfectly on this surface though. I don't think I've ever painted on a rock like this before though. We've actually only done this once before, and I'll pop that video below if you want to check it out. I mean, you can see just how opaque the markers are. Okay, that's a start. Grab the darker green, add some of the further away trees, and we're definitely going to take this home and pop some varnish on. Got some yellow as well, so I guess we can pop down some of the field. Okay, I think we're actually going to need some darker colors at the moment. It's not really got very much contrast. We'll grab a dark green, maybe a dark brown as well. Just need some darker trees here in the background. And if we go ahead and grab that lighter brown, now right on the top of the hill here, do you see over there? The tower over there. We need to add the tower. There you go. Put the tower over there. And just like that, we've created a little miniature rock. Oh, that's so cute.
Radio's playing in the kitchen again. All dressed up, hey, it's only pretend. What are you doing by 5 p.m.?
Oh, I definitely need some food now, I think. There's a lot of poop. Oh, it's a little bit windy up here. I tell you what though, we got some meal deals from Tesco as a little treat. It's a little bit mushed in the bag. The good thing about going with someone else is that you get to do one of each and then try both. Ideal. And I literally got the most greenest, ugliest looking smoothie. And I think I'm coming down with something, so hopefully this is gonna help. And I don't know, everyone seems obsessed with these chocolate bars, so we're gonna try them, see what the fuss is about. These sketchbooks actually came from the lovely Julia McNeil Crafts, who sent them both, and look how adorable they are as a set. I'm thinking maybe we'll go for the big one now. To be honest, okay, those gaps look really cool. Unfortunately, there's only really trees in the middle, so it's not an exciting scene in particular to paint, but it looks really cool and I want to remember it from this journey, so I think we're going to do a quick little doodly sketch of this. We've actually done something like this before, but it was with Neocolor pastels. It's kind of doodly on the outside and then you can see the scene in the middle. That's what we're going to attempt again. That was from the last Castle Ruins video, so if you like this one, there is one on the channel that is pretty identical to this in a different castle, and actually this castle is completely free to visit. Not a single person has turned up and parking is free. There are lots of lovely things about Wales, but one of my favourite things is that you can visit castles like every 5 minutes. You'll just pass a different one that you can just pop by and see. It's really cool. Feeling a lot better after eating though. Oh, that is windy. Okay. Let's pick the colours. Let's go for a greeny grey, and why don't we do it a little bit more grey leaning this time? This one here looks like a warm one. Maybe one of these for the sky this time. Oh, I didn't know there were neons. That's cool. Grab another green, and I think it might be a bit more blue leaning. Just because each of the gaps are in shadow, it's looking more blue than green. Maybe we should do it that way actually. Now this, I guess, was obviously a actual wall back in the day because it's very straight. It's gonna loosely follow it around and a little bit there from the covering in the wall. Got our first little window and the second one there. Pop the third one in here. Now what we did last time was just add some random parts around the outside that looked quite sketchy, and then we made the inside in focus. And I think that's what's going to work here as well. I guess they've got the frames as well, haven't they, there? And then it's just bricks. I'm just gonna loosely add them in a sketchy style. The next piece we create is gonna be a lot more realistic, so I just wanna have fun with this one, and then we'll sit down and create the final big piece. Doesn't look like there's as many clouds anymore. No. So I'm not really gonna add much to that top one there. I'm going with a darker green. Okay, and it's the same exact color. This one's darker. They really look like trees, that's the only thing. It's just like squiggles on mine. Maybe a little bit of cloud. And I guess we also need to extend a little bit here in that sketchy style. Add a second color here. I like the idea of there being more color and a little bit more detail and then going out and having less. The only color we haven't used yet is that deep blue. I don't know how this is gonna look, but we'll give it a try. Just try and add a little bit of, oh, that's very blue. A little bit of shadow. Does that look more or less like a tree? I don't know. Looks like mountains. Do we manage that? And let's just add a little bit of blue around the outside, actually. I don't know. I think it kind of works. Like a little bit of line work. And we'll do a little bit around this edge as well. I know the blue isn't technically there, but we're really just going with the flow at the moment, and I think it works. It is in shadow, so it's not a million miles off. I don't know. We could even add like a tiny bit around the clouds there. You see how the wobbly line just makes it loose, and I think it works better than the straight lines. And some random little other dots, and there we go. It's super loose style, but we can still tell exactly what it is. We know where we are, and the likeness is there. There are so many different ways that you can create from life. It doesn't have to be realistic, but that's the joys of art. You can do whatever you like. And talking about liking, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I don't know about you, but I love these kinds of videos. So hopefully we can make some more like it. Looks like we're in a different room. So you see these little blocks here? There's one there, and there's another one over here. This is probably where the timber was, and it went all the way across here, holding up the floor above. So all of this was probably the floor below. Obviously it's grass now. The ceiling was probably somewhere around here and goes way down. We need to find our next spot for painting. This is gonna be a big one. Oh, this is a lovely little wall here though. And those are lovely. It's just there's not really much going on inside, and they are all in shadow. Probably not ideal for art. Well, they are big though, aren't they? They're much bigger up close. And there's this little bit here as well that we can have a wonder for. There's the water and the bridge. Blimey, how many sheep have been here? They don't come in the winter, that's crazy. Another room here going down there. Oh, those are lovely as well. Really beautiful place. What about somewhere like here? And then we have all of this for the view. Now, because this sketchbook is bigger than the last one, like it's pretty much A5, I think we're just gonna work on one side. So we'll pop it on there. Maybe for this style, actually, instead of doing it super realistic, or as realistic as we can, why don't we do that blob style that I love with acrylic markers? I think that way we'll have some pretty different styles created today. Let's grab a couple of light blues. Why don't we do that view there, so it is a little bit more different? Or do we do, no, we'll do that view there. We'll do that view. Grab a green, another green. Some of the more mid-tones this time. What about a purple this time? Let's just make up the colors. And I mean, we have so many. We might as well grab some of these yellows as well. It's crazy how many colors are in this set. Why don't we start with a yellow for the sketch? We've got that lovely winding river, so I think that's where we need to begin. Maybe it needs to go a little bit higher, actually. It's fine, we'll figure it out. This is just the first sketch. That lovely river. There's actually one a little bit further back there. I don't know if you can see. Why don't we focus on the river and not have too much of the sky in this one? I know I've done it quite high. Let's bring the river in a little bit here, and then we can also bring it in a little bit on that side. There's a huge yellow part up here as well, which I think will make it a little bit better. I guess we could add a little bit of a blob here as well. We just need a nice base to begin with. The markers have handled the heat well as well. I mean, they're still juicy. I think we'll make that river a little bit smaller actually there. We have a good base of blobs. I'm gonna be honest, I've never done this before from live. But now, got the dark blue, got the dark green. Let's see if we can turn it into that. Let's just add a little bit of a frame around the water. And same on this one as well. It's crazy, we're really just making this up as we go. I have never done this before, not outside. Not from actual photos either, like not from an actual landscape. This is my favorite style to do with acrylic markers. It's a lot of fun. There's really so much you can do with acrylic markers too. Opaque mediums are super versatile. I'm just going to add sort of like a tree edge here and see how that looks. Don't want to add too much to this. Still want it to look pretty loose and flowy. I don't want to lose all of that texture that we've added. This is such a strange style. You know what? I might keep it quite simple. I think I might just leave it like that. It's such a different style. I've never done anything like this, especially not from live. You can see the windy river, but it has been stylized and it is a little bit brighter. I love that it's a take of what's already out there in the world. It's so lovely and sunny and we still have all of summer. I hope this has inspired you to grab some art supplies, go outside and create. And if you want to get these markers yourself, here's my code. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll meet you back here in a few days' time. Bye bye.